In a world full of people who think life is a happy series of coincidences and trust the official narrative, some of us know better. Tales of Stonehenge, Dogman, chemtrails, and more. All of this we will explore in the Seany Zone.
What up, fuckos? How we doing, people? So tonight we're without Bobby. He's at Guantanamo Bay, being waterboarded for information as to what he knows that I've told him. So new day, new time. I'm glad you're all here. I wanted to say I'm not fired. I'm not fired. It's not Bubble Melendez was reveling to someone saying that he thought that I had been fired from the network. As much as he claims he doesn't know who I am, he does, and he thought it was a big joke that I had been canned. But whoops, nope, that's not true. Snot Bubble Melendez, fucking hell. So anyways, so we're here. It's Tuesday night. This is our new landing spot. I hope it sticks with Tuesday. That's good. We're all good. So, anyways, if y'all could smash that like button, that would help us out. Subscribe and like everything. That helps. Please turn on your gifted memberships. That I really don't know how that all works, but apparently it does, because Shuli's always saying it. So I'm just gonna go with his lead on that one. And as always, super chats, super stickers, which I also don't understand. It all helps. Thank you so much. And so this week we are wrapping up our 9/11 coverage, but I wanted to address a couple quick things before that. And on the BS show, they discussed this week they were talking about crazy stuff at concerts that you saw, and I had a couple. First one was I'd seen the band's Helmet, Sepultura, and Ministry. There was an old park around here in Rhode Island called Rocky Point, and they had a little clubhouse thing where they would throw shows. And I've seen a few there, and this one was fucking intense. Those three pretty hard bands, and I mean basically the entire place was a mosh pit. First song, I got a nosebleed, like immediately. I got punched straight in the face, and it was chaotic. It was just so fun. The other one, I went to Lollapalooza '92, and it was held at it was called Great Woods. It's up here in Mass, and they had so there was a point. Me Industry played that one as well. And they had to wait until it got dark, because they had a lot of like visual effects, a lot of strobe lights. There was a screen behind them that would show stuff, like people being like hit by cars and all kinds of fucking weird shit, right? Like bee stings and stuff. It was really bizarre. And So they had to wait until dark, and the crowd was getting very upset because they didn't time it out right. All the other bands had played too quickly, I guess, or whatever. And so by the time they began, their set, everyone was fucking pissed off, and they're very hard, right? So they start playing this crazy. It was that New World Order song, which has a quote from George Bush in it, and George Bush Sr. And so tying it all in, I'm tying it all in, and so they had they start playing, and the place just erupts. It's just mosh. The whole lawn of the place, at the time it was a big lawn, and it just was a mosh pit. And during their set, it just devolved into people started to tear up the sod. There was sod on the hill that they would take it off during the rainstorm so that you wouldn't like slip and slide and destroy it. And but so everyone starts tearing up the sod and throwing it around, and there's sod flying all over. It's like raining dirt and grass, and then it ended up down onto the stage. It was going like under the roof part, and then it was down on stage. And then they started to burn stuff. They started to like bonfires and shit. And it got so bad they were taking like everybody's blankets and backpacks and stuff, and just creating these bonfires. Then towards the back of the place, there was like a wooden fence, and they ripped the whole fence, not the whole fence. They ripped a lot of the fence down and started throwing that in. And so in the back, there was this one gigantic like bonfire, and there's like this crazy mosh pit around that. So of course I had to go look at it and get close to it, and then I almost got pushed in the thing, and I was like, "Nah, I'm getting out of here." So I left that part, and then their set ends, and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers came on, but they were trying to force everybody to let the firemen through. They had brought like a fire, like a little handheld like jug. It wasn't a jug. It was like a canister thing that they could haul by hand into this place and spray down. So, but the crowd wouldn't disperse around this thing, so it was fucking nuts. And they threatened to not play anymore. They did end up playing. They let them finally put it out. But Andy, had you? I know that you were on the show the other day, and I didn't know if you ever got to tell your fun concert tales. Hi, I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, there I am.
Hi.
Hey, bud. How are you?
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you ask Discount Don his favorite, or if you're asking myself. My favorite.
First, we're gonna ask Andy.
Okay. Probably my favorite concert was Alice Cooper and Motley Crue.
Good one.
That was a great show. Really great. I mean, Alice Cooper went all out on the effects, and he does a whole stage show, and they sounded tight. He was really great. And Motley Crue came out; they were killing it. They played most of Dr. Feelgood album, which is my favorite album. So amazing. Yeah. Hearing Kickstart My Heart live, that was incredible. Great show.
Nice.
But no riots or anything like that. Nothing. No mosh pits that night.
Oh yeah. All right. So what's Don's?
Well, my favorite is probably AC/DC 2009, the Black Ice tour at Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Is amazing. Hell of a show.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I saw. You know what? I forgot too. I had seen. Shuli was talking about the band's escaping my name right now. Rockabilly metal band.
Yeah, these guys are unique as hell. The name's skipping me right now.
From like Denmark too.
I think I wrote it down somewhere, but yeah, there's something else.
I saw Volbeat. I saw them play. They played with Ghost. They came up here. Oh my god, what a fucking night that was! That was awesome. That was a really great night.
Yeah, that was something else.
Oh yeah, fucking
so original.
I have some chats. I wanted to get to those.
Buddy.
What are your thoughts on the Bills losing Diggs? Okay, fair enough. I haven't talked about the Bills at all on this podcast. Yeah, so I don't like it. I don't love that. I know that there's been some they've been grading him and Josh have been, at odds. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a little tense behind the
Right.
scenes. And last year he really didn't show up. He didn't. Honestly, I wasn't very impressed with him for the year, and against the Chiefs, as much as he wanted to talk about how they can't beat the Chiefs. Well, he can't beat the Chiefs because he dropped that fucking pass right through his hands, and he gives Josh like, "Oh, it was so close," but dude, it was in your fucking hands. Like you got to catch that fucking thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a huge Bills fan, and it doesn't make sense because I'm born and raised here in Mass. Wait, you're a Bills fan too?
I am a big Bills fan. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but
fucking A. Some other night I'll get into that whole tale because it's a little long, and I might even cry. Honestly.
Oh, really? Okay, we gotta see that. All right.
It's it runs pretty fucking deep. So
wow. All right.
But yeah, so I don't love the fact that they got rid of Diggs. I mean, I do and I don't. It was a huge contract if they were going to cut him. So I'd rather them trade him because his dead cap space would have been way too high.
Yeah.
But
Houston had to pay a lot for him.
Yeah. And the truth is, I'm hoping that they pick up some. I hope they draft somebody. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I've been falling out of love with football itself because of just how fake it all seems. You know what I mean? But it's really getting hard for me. And me, you know me, I have a critical eye for the shit, and it's been driving me a little nuts seeing how the refs are involved in these stupid plays that don't make any sense. So
yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm going to say about it for tonight.
All right. Here's a good friend of ours.
Daniel August, I know that name. Yes, flying solo. Where's BF? He's being interrogated by the government for what he knows, for what I've told him. So I don't want. I hope all goes well, and maybe he'll be with us next week. I'm praying.
Yeah, Daniel August supporting the shows and also being very funny
Daniel.
over in Stuttering John's podcast as well. He puts out some funny chats about me and Joe.
Oh, nice.
Enjoying it.
Jay Wolf is. Oh, hey, Andy. Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey, Jay Wolfenstein. Or should I say, oh, hey, Jay Wolfenstein?
Yeah, you're right, because he didn't say it to Don. So, yeah.
Right. I'm so used to doing it, Don.
Moyogi the Beast again. Shawnee, will you be my daddy?
Probably costs more than $1.99, but, you know.
I hope that's not my son playing around with me, but, you know.
Yeah, negotiations got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So, all right. So we got all that aside. You got out all your shows that you wanted.
You bet, buddy.
Okay. So, so I wanted to bring up because this is what I do while I'm at work. I nerd out to listen to podcasts and YouTube stuff about like BBC and History Channel stuff. All these things.
Yeah,
I just constantly consume. So I was listening to this week. Is the last 10 days or so have been a lot about like World War II, and I got into this weird part of it. So do you remember Charles Lindbergh?
Sure.
Lucky Landy. He flew from New York. He was the first one to fly from New York to France. He flew the transatlantic flight.
Right.
So he came back, and then he was before World War II. After World War I, then we had the Great Depression, and things looked bleak.
Right.
And so there was a lot of folks here in the States that were sympathetic to like fascism, because like Hitler at first started doing some things to prop up German government, and he started to. I don't know how to word this, but I mean, he started to bring Germany out of their doldrums.
Big
So
time.
a lot of folks in the U.S. were interested in that, and they started to say maybe this is what we should do instead of what we have. And so there was a whole there was these crazy camps and things that I've learned a lot about this, and it's really it's very interesting. The new German Bund, it was called. And so anyways, but Lindbergh got involved in it so they kind of morphed the U.S. like crack down on these Nazi sympathizers. So they kind of like spread out more into it was called America First, and they were trying to just be like, we only care about us. We don't want to get involved in the world. We don't want to like try to rule the world. We just want to be the best that we can be, kind of thing. That's what they sold you. And so Lindbergh got involved with this, and he at the time was this huge. He was this huge like star, He had done he had flown there. He'd written a book or something or two maybe, and he was just well known. And so he was the head of this thing. Yeah, he was like he was the voice of this thing, and it was crazy too. Because I wanted to send you a clip of his speech because I wanted to know who you thought he sounded like. So maybe for like next week to start, we'll get that up there quickly.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Because he has a voice that sounds like somebody, and I wanted to know because I'm like, oh my god, that sounds just like blah blah blah.
Right.
But I don't want to say because I want to see if it's.
We'll see if the chat. See what
exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, so at the time, America First had a million. It was over a million, and this was in 1936 or something. It was somewhere in that time frame.
Right.
They had like a million members, which was a lot. It was the largest public lobby group that had ever been built, that had ever been formed, I guess you could say.
Are you talking about Hitler's party?
No, this is in the U.S. This is
in the U.S. Okay.
This is America First.
Okay.
They wanted to keep us out of World War II. They didn't want to get involved. Blah blah blah.
That's right.
So, and it was gaining steam. Pearl Harbor changed it all.
Right.
Because then we were attacked. So then it was easy for AFDR to say, oh, well, we have to, and then everyone got on board. Everyone was like, yes, let's go fuck them up.
That's right. Because the public was so against that. And then when Pearl Harbor happened, they were all for it.
They totally flip-flopped. It was like, well, oh no, fuck it. Yeah, let's go get them. We want to fight now. So it just goes to show you that people events can manipulate the mindset on a larger scale.
That's right.
Is what I was trying to get at with that, because like we were saying about 9/11 stuff, like there was a lot of reasons to allow this to take place. There was, and I want to start this out too, because I always feel like I need to say this. I don't think that the U.S. perpetrated this. I don't think that we had agents on the planes that flew them into. I do think that it was a convenient look over there. What's that? Oh, this went down. Like it kind of went into those things. That's where all and that's what the evidence leads to, was that we just turned our heads and we just let it.
Yeah, I think we've always kind of done that as well. There'll be something terrible going on over here, and it's like, hey, Taylor Swift, look, she's walking over here. Oh shit, look over there.
That's That's the name of the game.
Simple
It's the old 3-card Monty, as they say. I see another super chat came in. Let's bust it. Let's bust it. Jay Wolfenstein, thank you for the 5. Was a little late and got caught up. PSA, Shawnee and his stutter is legitimately the best thing ever. The best thing ever at 2x speed. Everyone has to try it.
So that's great when you do.
Came through.
That's great when you do voices or sing. You don't stutter.
Yeah,
great.
Right. So,
I love that.
It's weird, right? I mean, like when I was in a play, like in school, I would do like a voice, and I could be in the play.
Wow.
It was not. I actually took. So I went to college. And I took public speaking.
That's great.
And dude, I wish I could have. I wish I'd filmed this. I wish this was on film, because the guy that was the professor. The guy that was the professor was this big gay guy. Like, he was like super gay and whatever, which is fine. I don't care. That's fine. Yeah. But he just was. And he was huge. He was like 6'10", and he was like huge, just a huge guy. And and he had like that rat tail in the back, and it was super long. And he had like beads. He had beads on the rat tail. It was so fucking crazy.
Scary to all heterosexual students.
Oh, the 90s. So he so our first speech was, we had to like meet with a kid in our class and discuss and introduce them. And so the girl that I had to introduce, she had a name that's very hard for me to say. Her first name was Lillian, right. And that's a very hard name for me. And so right off the rip, I'm like, and the guy just goes, "Oh." His whole reaction, was just like, "Oh," like, and it was so loud that we could all hear him. Like, as I caught my breath, so fucking funny.
That's
great.
My
god! But I passed. I got a B because I have balls, and I just was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll just talk. I don't care. I'll just get up there and say whatever I got to say. But the class would laugh and stuff, and that's when I was like, well, I could actually do like stand up, because even if I don't say anything, I don't even have to write anything. I could just talk, and it's gonna get laughs, But
it's so great what you've been given and what you've done with it.
I'm trying,
Right.
So
absolutely.
All right. So where were we? We got totally sidetracked. So we were 9/11.
9/11, brother.
So last week I was just this is what I had here. Hang on a second. So I had some facts that I wrote about it, right? So
okay, I'm interested in this.
Okay. So we had talked. We had left off where the airplanes had been hijacked.
Right.
So Boston, because it's 2 of the planes, right, that flew out of here.
I believe so, yeah.
Boston lost contact with flight 11 between 8:13 to 8:19. They won't say exactly when.
Right.
But fighters were not in the air until 8:53. That's half an hour. I mean, 35, 40 minutes, 40. So that's why did it take so long is what I want to know. That's a quick question, Oh, you know what else I thought about? I keep seeing Jay's thing now. And I always thought about too, like what I would sound like in like the auto tuner. Maybe some night we should try that.
Yeah, we'll have to have a meeting, Shawnee.
Yeah,
we gotta get that done.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff to
oh yeah, buddy, you'd kill it.
But building 7 was never hit by a plane.
Right.
Not a single plane flew into that one. And there was no jet fuel in there to soften the steel. We hear about we hear about how, the jet fuel burned, and even though we already discussed how much of it blew up at the start, like how much of it burned off at that first explosion part, but that was one that was never even and we discussed what it contained. We discussed that it contained the IRS regional council, the Secret Service, the DOD, the CIA, the SEC enforcement, and the New York emergency management. Holy gazookas. Let's go to the pink one there.
You got it, buddy.
You know what I'm saying?
I sure do.
Daniel August, thank you for 50 bucks. Let's just fucking call it, right?
Shuli would say doing the Lord's work.
Kid, you are the fucking man. I love you.
Buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan.
That is great.
Wow.
Yeah, now I gotta remember where I'm at again. So we had Dick Cheney, as we discussed, was the former CEO of Halliburton for 5 years, from 1995 to the year 2000. And then Halliburton wins all the bids going into Iraq. We discussed that. Yeah. Here's a fun one. WMDs were never found in Iraq.
Right. That's right.
As much of a big situation as they made, it's we have to get in there. We have to get in there. We have to get in there. There's WMDs. We're all going to die.
Colin Powell.
None.
Right.
Not to this day. They haven't found any. I don't know how much they look at this point, but so here's interesting, because they talked about how cell phones, they got phone calls from people on the planes from their cell phones.
Right.
Do you recall that? There was a bunch
I sure do. Yeah, wasn't there at least like 3 or 4 people that apparently made calls on their cell phones about them taking over the plane and what was going on. Yeah. So
in Australia, they did a test. And this was in 2005. They did a test to see if planes would work. If phones would work on planes from flying altitudes.
Right.
They do not. They didn't at that time. So in 2001, to think that the phones are going to work from 30,000 feet is ridiculous. In 2005, when they did their thing, they could hear the phones. Some of the phones would work at 5,000 feet. 5,000. And that wasn't even all cell phone brands, because they had
right
back then. It was Nokia was a big one, and Sprint, and T-Mobile might have been around by that at that point. So at 30,000 feet, there's no way. There's absolutely zero chance that the cell phones work from there. The plane phones, like the flight phones or whatever they call them things, those could have worked, yeah, sure, but cell phones, no way, unless they were already on the ground,
right?
Which brings a whole other thing into it, if they were not real planes, but it just, that doesn't make any sense. And what's interesting is that the NIST, the National Institute for Science and Technology, in their report for the 9/11 commission, then said no one tried to call from cell phones. Oh, like what happened? They did or they didn't. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. They turned around and said that all the phones are from in-flight phones.
Of all the shit that I followed back then, I didn't catch that. I didn't know they went the other way.
It's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Do we have another chat? I see blue that I don't know
pal.
what was going on there.
Our good buddy Jay.
Jay Wolfenstein, thank you for the $2. Shawnee plus Autotune plus Echo, make it happen. Oh boy.
Jay Wolfenstein.
Maybe for show 13, we'll do it like a dance party. Or not.
Yeah. No, that's not good. You kind of sound like a robot there.
Oh, I did.
We'll do a dance party.
Oh,
Yeah.
dance party. So, as we discussed too, the Pentagon was hit in the portion of the building that had been reinforced by to sustain the impact of a plane, specifically. And then that we looked at before, we looked at the footage, or really lack thereof, of a plane that would hit the. I hate daytime shows because it's like that fucking light, and it's moving because of the fucking sun, so I can't.
Don't worry about it. You kind of look cool.
Hold on a minute. Maybe it's this one. It's really at this point. Okay. No, it's still there. Fuck it.
That's all right. The shirt's flickering. You got the tattoos showing. It's a good look, bud.
So, anyways, let's see. Okay, so at the sites of the World Trade Towers. Now we discussed how much. We discussed. I can't win. We discussed how much asbestos and whatnot was in those. You know what I mean? There was tons of reason why they would want to destroy those buildings, but to dismantle a 110-story building, never mind 2 110-story buildings, is astronomical. I mean, I can't. How much would that even cost?
Right.
It's insane.
And there's been high-rise buildings in the past that have been like caught on fire, and they've gone upwards. You know what I mean? Like where they've destroyed the top of the building, but the bottom part of the building is still intact. The base is still, and apparently it's only 3 buildings in history ever fell like that, and that was 9/11, 2 Twin Towers and Building 7. Yeah,
and one of them wasn't even hit by a plane. So, like I said, so at the site, if you recall, on the day of, there was dozens and dozens of reports of explosions. The news crews were saying they're hearing explosions. Firemen saying that explosions. Just, Joe Schmoes, explosions, right?
Right.
And a lot of them, there was a bunch of them that came right before the first tower fell. There's a clip of the guy on the news saying, and we just hear an explosion, and he turns around and the thing's on its way, and it's fucking nuts.
And you could see it. You could see holes like popping out of the building, like many floors below before it started.
Yeah, explode. The glass is flying out and like dust. Yeah. So also in the 9/11 commissions, no explosions are mentioned. So we all just dreamt it up, I guess. Everyone that was there on site, you know what I mean, that they didn't hear that. They tried to say that it might have been bolts letting go. Right.
Actually, I want to throw this one up, Shawnee.
Okay. Catalano TV, thanks for the $2. Great work, Shawnee. Joey C here. Our
good pal Joey C.
Hey, buddy.
Joey C coming at us there.
Yeah, buddy, there.
Good to see you, brother.
Was there more? Because I see there was another one up there.
More, yeah.
Oh, DJ Davies. Sorry I'm late, boys, but I'm here now. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good to see you, DJ.
Appreciate that. Yes. He was big on the last show. Brian Clowder. Yes. Thank God you fired Bobby. Good job. Love the show. What?
Another friend of the show, Brian. Good to see you, bud.
Bobby's being waterboarded right now as we speak, and I feel bad because it's my fault, but at least they didn't get me yet.
You had a way better reason than what I was going to say.
Okay.
That's great.
Then shushy.
Yeah.
Okay. So also the crash sites from the Pennsylvania site and the Pentagon side are not consistent with a plane crash.
And what about, this is one thing I don't remember. I don't know why I don't remember this. What about the body count? Was there, like, did they say they found, I mean, what they could, obviously, but was there accountability for the people that were on those planes at the crash sites?
The
obviously?
Body count for Pennsylvania, I think, was like 44 or roughly. The plane was not full at all.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And the I feel like the body count for the Pentagon was like 168 or 268 or for some reason I have that.
I used to remember the numbers once upon a time.
Yeah. And it wasn't a lot, but I mean, there was some folks inside that got killed, and then there was some on the plane, if it was a plane.
Right.
Now I'm going to say this, right? So there's a theory out there that this is not what I'm saying I subscribe to, but I'm just saying it's out there.
Right.
That the planes were pulled. They were brought down to the ground, and then they sent the other planes to go crash. And
I mean, I remember hearing that back then too. I call it the happy theory.
Yeah. Well, and the truth of it is that the Pentagon crash, excuse me, the people that worked the radar, the flight, the flight control, right? Okay. They see a plane doing these moves, like it did all these crazy turns and banks and stuff,
right.
which they thought it was going so fast that it did these maneuvers. They thought it was one of our jets trying to catch up to the plane.
Wow.
Because it was going so fast, because by the time it hit the Pentagon, it was going like 550 miles.
That's a hell of a
per hour.
I mean, that's a hell of a skill to turn a plane around that quickly, and have it hit its target like that. And
bring it that low.
Yeah, that too, exactly.
There's a lot of things. I know it's not. I know what Washington D.C. is not like a lot of not a lot of like high rise skyscrapers and stuff, but there's some good sized things there.
Sure.
And bring it in that low, and if you were really trying to cause the most damage, you would have brought it in on the roof. You would have brought it down into the hole and just blow out the whole thing.
Right.
But to specifically fly it from the side, almost at
straight in,
almost at like ground level there, it doesn't make any sense. And this unskilled guy is going to do that at 550 miles an hour. That's the problem I have with it. It doesn't make any sense. But
no.
And in Pennsylvania, the plane crashed so hard it just disintegrated completely. Like it just there's nothing left.
Yeah. And
later on, they showed us a piece of like a window and a few things and a passport.
Right.
From one of the bad guys.
But fuselage, as no matter how much, it's not going to disintegrate.
Yeah,
there's still going to be remnants of it. You're still going to.
There's got to be something there. Right. And as I said too last show, there's the same amount of fuel on that plane as there is on the three other planes, and yet there's just a tiny little cloud of smoke, and it's not like a raging, burning. Sure. Everything, the trees around it should all be burning from the explosion.
Right, from the gasoline alone.
But it's not. No.
Good point.
So it doesn't make any sense to me. Which was the next thing. So also NIST in their findings, they didn't back any of the theories up with any actual scientific. They didn't run any tests. That's what I'm trying to say. They just based it on theory, with
Okay.
no with no. There's a word I'm trying to go for, and I'm not thinking about. But I'll come back to that if I can.
Yeah.
If the word comes to me. And here's one that's gonna blow your fucking mind.
Okay.
It's Cheney and Bush.
Yeah.
When they had to report to the 9/11 commission,
Right.
they did it together.
Yes.
Together.
Yes, that's right.
Now, let's talk to this guy, and then we'll talk to this guy and see if the stories.
Right.
They went in the same time, and so that neither one of them could be like left in the lurch and go, oh, "I didn't know that," or "You didn't say that," or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's alarming. That's fucking terrifying, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder who answered the most questions. What's your guess?
Cheney.
Cheney, big time.
Oh yeah. Oh, Bush been like, I don't know. Well, you do a better Bush than I do.
You need toilet paper in the bathroom. Got a couple super chats. You want me to throw them up, Shani?
Sure. Let's do it, kid.
All right, buddy.
Clyde, $10.
Boom.
Hey, Shawnee, keep up the good work. Have you had a chance to check out the Trey Smith videos on the pre-flood world and the black magic occult? If you had, I'd love to hear your opinion on it someday. Well, Clyde, if I can find my pen, I'm going to write that down because it sounds interesting to me, and I haven't checked out any Trey Smith. So I'm writing it down right now. That's the fucking truth. Trey Smith on the pre-flood.
Yeah, buddy. I'm not sure about the Trey Smith. I have to look into that as well. But there is some interesting stuff about the black magic and the cult and what you talk about, conspiracies and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some recognizable players.
Hell yeah. Anton LaVey, right? I mean,
yeah. Right.
Jay Wolfenstein, $5.
Yeah,
I got a conspiracy for. I think you mean for you. Supposedly, there's some dorky-looking bald Jewish guy who fakes super chats with overlays. His name escapes me though. I want to say that I'm the shit where dues payer is all fine by me. He did. I was not fired by the dues payer. There, snot Melendez.
Exactly.
Fucking fuckstick. P.S. Oh, here you go.
Jay Wolfenstein. P.S. Andy, don't tell Shuli I said that. All right, buddy. Your secret's safe here. I'm sure he's not watching.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably doesn't know anything about it. So
no, but I'll warn you, buddy. He's probably watching right now.
Yeah. So, basically, what I'm trying to say, there's so many questions about it's a coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, and then there's actual facts that don't line up with it, and it just makes you wonder.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to do. And so the there was a project Northwoods was what it was called. That was the one where they would hijack planes and then like take the plane somewhere else. And so this was created during the Cold War, around the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And the idea was that they would take a hijacked plane and fly it into somewhere in Cuba to take out their nukes that they had down there, right? So like during that time we had Khrushchev had nukes down in Cuba aimed at us, and the idea was that the U.S. would fake a hijacking and fly this plane with explosives or what have you, and fly it down there instead and blow up their stuff.
And these were on actual documents, were they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
called Operation
Mhm.
Northwoods.
Right.
And there's a lot of operations that the U.S. Pulled off.
Yeah. A lot
That
of
they,
like what ifs. What if we did this, or should we
yeah,
do
yeah,
this,
yeah,
or
yeah. So,
yeah,
um,
something
so
else.
using a hijack plane was that was an old, I mean, that when was that? That was in 60s. I mean, late 50s, early 60s. That whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean,
You're right there.
um, you know, if you think about too, like, I mean, like, I don't know, I don't want to get into that yet, but sorry, there's a whole. I was like, you know what, that's going to open up way too much, and
All right.
tonight we can't run too long because we have Rico's coming up,
We got
right?
Uncle Rico coming up 8:00.
Yeah.
Check us out.
But I did also. I guess that, you know what, I'm just going to say this. Unless anything else comes up in the chat about it, I think that's going to wrap up my 9/11 stuff. I have some. Well, actually, I never watched any of the. I never watched the '93 film. Have you ever seen that one? Flight 90, United 93, or whatever it's called.
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. I may have, but yeah.
It was
to be honest,
it was a
I
film.
don't remember.
Flight, yeah. Okay. And then there was one with Cage was in one too.
Oh, the 9/11 movie?
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Yeah. I did see that. I remember that.
I never saw that.
I don't remember
one
the title, but yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay. I never saw those. Maybe I should, just to get a frame of reference. I know the United 93 one was about how they pulled the plane down. How they went up front and saved the day, which I would love to believe that was what it was. I don't necessarily believe that that's the truth, but Twin Towers, was that what it was called? Somebody just wrote J. Wolfenstein.
Possibly, yeah. I don't remember. I should looked it up for you.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's why we have fans.
That's all right.
But I was leading with that because I wanted to see. Have you seen anything about the movie Civil War? That's out now.
Oh, like a movie just recently? Came out?
It just
came
out
I haven't.
last week. So there's a movie called Civil War, and it's set in a dystopian, time frame, but it looks like it could be right now.
It's not about the actual Civil War.
No.
Oh,
It's like a new age one, like
right?
That would be good going on like right now, like as we speak.
Right.
And it's got that guy. It's got that kid from. Remember Breaking Bad, the guy that they used to call Meth Damon.
Yeah, he does a lot of movies though. He
does. Jesse Plemons, I think his name is. I have this weird thing where I just know stars' name. Like if you
think he's with or married Kristen Dunst.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Good pull for him.
Saw that little. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because I saw him in Black Mass too. He was in that.
Yeah, there's something else I can't remember right now. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's good.
Yeah. Daniel August throwing in 10. Great show, boys. We need 2+ hours show in the future. Well, all right. Mention that to Shuli. That'll help us. That'll help us out. Yeah.
We'll talk to him. Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm always game. But what else was I gonna say? There was something else I was gonna say. Oh, so if I don't know if anyone else in the Black Meat era, Chris Popke is saying that is a great that show is is amazing. Have you seen any of those?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fucking good.
A little while
And
ago
it's
now.
and
but
it's
yeah,
and
they're
it's
good.
like it's set like just beyond now. Like it's like it could be
Yeah.
like any day they could be like, oh, we just invented these chips that are going to go on your eyes that you can re-see the past. You know what I mean? I could believe it. You know.
Yeah.
But
no shit.
yeah, it's crazy show.
You think about what they're really working on behind the scenes. It's insane.
Maybe it's a sign of what's to like. You know what I mean? Like I always thought back in the day that the Matrix wasn't really a movie, but it was like a sign. You know what I mean? Like that
Right.
was like because that movie fucking blew my mind.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Like
Blown away.
and then I just was like, is anything real? Like I've touched stuff and be like, do I even feel that? Is that really real, or is it just my? Just
That's
like
how good of a
fake
movie it
impulse?
was.
Yeah,
Made you question your own reality.
so fucking crazy. And then even to this day, like sometimes you're like, is this really real? Like, are we really
Right.
doing this? Like, is this
beer
real
real?
thing?
Can I really taste this?
Salute, buddy.
Salud.
I've got one called Dogs and Boats.
Dogs and boats. I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen dogs and boats, but not the beer.
Yeah, it's pretty strong too. It's like it's good.
I've got Corona, and I've seen that on a lot of boats.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know.
Oh, we got another Clyde.
We do. Clyde's thinking in there.
Are you guys on the TSN Discord? I'll send a couple things with a brief explanation so you don't have to look everywhere. Hey, that would be great. Yes, we both are on there.
Yeah, we both are.
And Bobby as well. Whenever he gets back from Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, reach out to us.
If he ever does. I hope he does. I'm praying for it.
Yeah. I thought he was looking for Bigfoot in Camden Yards, but your explanation is much better.
I actually am going out to Western New York in a couple of weeks to go exploring. To go look for some. Yeah. I do that.
How far west would you say?
The Adirondacks. That's as close as I'll. That's as specific as I'll get.
Right.
There are some. There are a lot of. So I've been out there a few times, and when you talk to the folks, they've seen some stuff. You know, there's
no shit. Eh?
So if there's Bennington, Vermont, so like towards like southern. It's like the southwestern part of Vermont, which to say east and west in Vermont because it's so small, it's so thin, it doesn't really make any sense. But it's the southwestern part, and it's up against New York State. It's like right where Mass and New York and Vermont all meet.
Okay,
and there's a lot of stuff that goes on there, which I haven't been there, but I have friends that have gone there and say it's you gotta get out here,
right?
And eventually I'm gonna get there, but there's in New York State there's a place where we like to go, and so I'm gonna be going to explore. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Is this an explore / vacation? Like you're bringing the family?
No family.
No family. Okay.
No family. No.
So, is there a checklist of what you're looking for, or what you're hoping to see, or what you think is out there?
So, what we do is we take hikes, and we go and we look for like signs. Like there's like. So, I mean, everyone always thinks, oh, it's just the footprints, which is great. If you see those, that's great. But I mean, that's to look for those throughout an entire weirded place is tough. But there are other signs of like Sasquatch, like if trees break, like if there's like young, like live trees that break like 6 to 10 feet up.
Right. I was going to ask you about the height. Yeah.
That's a definite sign that, you know, because they're tall and they like to make a lot of noise. They like to scare you away. What they're trying to do is get you out of their realm. They don't want you there.
Is that, you think, their way of letting other, like, say, people or whatever they're trying to keep away from them? Like that's their way of letting you know?
That, and they also like to throw rocks. They throw like boulders and things. Like they'll throw some good sized rocks, quite a ways. And they won't. They generally, I've never actually heard a story where somebody was hit by the rock, but the rocks land
Right.
around them. They're like
Wow.
close enough that they go, I gotta go. You know, it's like a rock the size of like a football that you and I couldn't throw that far. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so they say, it's time to go. I don't want to be here anymore. Obviously, something's up that, you know, they whoop and they break trees. They knock, they like bang trees and stuff. And sometimes they just break them.
That's wild.
Yeah. So some of the things, that's one of the things you look for. You look for big piles of scat.
Right. Okay. If you can only bring 3 things, you're kept with only 3 things, what would you bring?
Out into the woods?
Yep. Doing what you're doing. Your top 3, or even your top 3 items.
So you'd want to bring, if anything in the world, you want like a full 45 caliber handgun.
Okay.
You'd want some bear spray.
Choice.
You'd want some bear spray,
Right.
and you would want a satellite phone.
Good answers.
That's, or if you couldn't have a satellite phone, they have those personal location beacons. Like that would work out too. That would be okay. Prefer the phone because then you can tell them like exactly where you are and what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, those would be the 3 things I'd bring.
Gotcha. Good choice, Johnny.
What would you bring?
I'd bring something to eat, something to drink, and a car door. When it gets hot, I can roll down the window. Sorry, folks. I'll be here all night. I don't have to crash the car crash sound over here.
Wasn't that a joke on the Muppets?
I don't know. I think I heard
like
it as a kid. It's like one of the first 2 jokes I ever told, and for some reason it sticks in my head. And every once in a blue moon, for some reason, like when a question's I could answer with that joke, that old junior kindergarten joke. Yeah,
because that feels very fuzzy bear to me.
Yeah, right. We have a good friend of ours with the chat here.
Okay, let's see.
Chat.
Jilly Bean.
Yeah.
Hey, Jilly Bean. I'm a beautiful Kerr Lake State Park, North Carolina. I'm in a beautiful.
Yes.
I missed a critical part of that. I'm in a beautiful Kerr Lake State Park in North Carolina, as I'm surrounded by a huge, beautiful forest. I'm thinking, why can't I get Shawnee and his Dogman talk out of my head? Thanks, dude. Okay.
Love you, Jilly.
This is gonna sound nuts. If you do run into a Dogman, first, one of the things I always tell everybody, if they suspect that they are in their yard or in their woods or nearby them, to urinate on your property line.
Right. Mark your
kind of like you would. Yeah. Well, yes. You want like the predatory urine smell.
Right.
If you ever run into one, it sounds weird, but pee your pants.
Really?
Let go.
I'm afraid that my piss would say I'm scared shitless.
They don't like the smell of human urine.
Okay. So the feeling's mutual.
That's one of those things I always tell everybody whenever they ask me, and like cameos or whatnot. I always say, go into the woods. You bring your bear spray, a taser, a large caliber weapon. You bring a satellite phone, and if you run into a Dogman specifically, piss your pants. It sounds insane, but
it'd probably be automatic for most people.
I would hope,
right?
But, some people are a little too vain,
right?
Jilly Beans. So should I go pee in the woods? Yes. Pee around. If you're in if you're in a campsite, go pee around the campsite. If you're in a cabin, go pee around it. And if it rains, you got to keep going because it'll wash it away. So you got to keep at it as often as you can.
Shawnee, are you familiar with this?
How do you pronounce that name? Is it
I
or L?
Icy Uno? That's how I pronounce it.
Icy Uno is 2. Went to Conjuring House in Rhode Island. It was awesome. I do know of this house. And how long ago did you go? Because when I looked at it, we discussed it on one of our shows, and then I looked and it seemed like it was closed. Like it wasn't, you can't tour it anymore, but I'm not sure of that. They used to do tours there. I fucked up my earbud.
What was the main premise, or what's the history of the Conjuring House?
So they made a movie of it. It was an old farmhouse where I don't remember if somebody died there or if they're buried there or what have you, but they haunt the place, and it's then there was a bunch of folks that died there after that. Like they kind of went mad, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like drowned themselves in the pond or whatever. And there was some weird shit that went down. And it's a big old place. It's old for sure. And it's not too far from me, and I wish I had gone there. I'll look into it again because last time I looked, it looked like it had been bought in 2022 maybe, and that it didn't look like they still had tours there, but maybe they do, and I just didn't see it right.
Right. Interesting.
So dues payer. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
That's pretty good, buddy.
Thanks.
You gotta come on, Rico.
But because my girl's she loves all that stuff, haunted houses and whatnot.
Oh, that's good. That's convenient too.
It
right?
is. It is. It works out. We can share some stuff.
Yeah.
So in fact, the house I'm in right now, our old house is it was built in 1845. So it's
shit,
pretty old.
Wow.
Yeah. So
but built solid, right? I mean, that's a long time ago too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. The thing's gonna be it's 20 years away from being 200. So
right.
You know.
Awesome.
Unlike me, who's I'm actually closing in on my 50th.
Yeah,
I'll turn 50 in June. So
that's amazing, buddy.
Just a little bit of this house's lifetime.
Welcome to the club, pal.
Yeah,
yeah, buddy.
Everything hurts, but you know. So anyways, is there any other interesting chats you saw? Interesting.
Actually, I was gonna pop up Jelly Beans again here.
Jelly Bean.
I saw this.
Shawani, you must go to Savannah, GA. It's crazy haunted.
Yeah, I hear a lot about Savannah, Georgia.
That's actually on one of our stops to hit. Once our kids once everyone's gone, which will be soon enough. That's one of our stops we want to hit. I want to do a road trip down there. We were trying to plan a big trip for my birthday, but it's not going to really come about because I have a son graduating college, a daughter graduating high school.
That's great.
And then nephews. Everyone's graduating all the same year, so it's there's too much. It's just too much this year, So next year will be the big year. We can start to do that shit. So, but yeah, I'm gonna put that's already on my list, so I don't need to put it on my list.
Good stuff.
All right, so I guess we can start rolling it in here. We can roll out the tarps onto the field, as they say.
All right.
I don't know.
Bobby Fran would say, pull the train into the station.
As that he would say that. He always did. So I'd like to thank everybody. Join us here on Tuesday nights from now on. Until or unless I hear anything else.
Yep.
God only
you
knows.
Never know around here sometimes. We try and do our best.
Curveballs come flying out of the woodwork. I did not get fired, John. You fucking dumbass. Drunken fucking buffoon. Sorry. So I'd like to to close out the show. Wait, what does this guy say? Handshake or phrase on TSN? What's he saying? A handshake or phrase from TSN SJ dues payer could suffice. I see what you're saying. All right.
Right.
And Chris Pumpkey absolutely hit the like button, you dumb fucks. Come on, you dumb fucks. So to close, I'd like to say, stay vigilant, be prepared, and return your fucking shopping carts. All of the cart narcs. That's it.
All right. I guess you'll be seeing us next week on
the
Seany
Zone. There we go. That was too bad.
Not bad, right?
Not too bad. So we'll see you next Tuesday, John. Get
Take
it?
care, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye. Yeah.
See ya.